Okay.
and they tell that that Indonesian people has more tolerance and Pakistan people don't have the patience and tolerance. This is
in this podcast, basically a platform where you guys are able to get some more information about Universitas Erlangga and our international activities involving like some other guest speakers from international and also like from our international students itself. Okay, so in this episode, we are especially inviting one of our international students coming from Pakistan, and she is one of our international students currently studying here with us at Universitas Erlangga. And without further ado, I would like to invite her to the stage. So yeah, please give it up for Saba, everyone. Okay, Saba, welcome to the page podcast Erlangga Global Engagement. Okay, Saba, could you please introduce yourself to our audience today?
Yeah, I am Sabah Mahmood, and as you know from Niman, that I am from Pakistan, and I'm doing S3 in here from Faculty of Science and Technology
Okay.
with a major of Mathematica, and here I am.
Okay, here you are. Okay, thank you, Saba. Okay, so Saba, could you please tell us a little bit about how long have you been here at, with us at Universitas Erlangga? Is it your first year, your second, or?
It's not my first year. It's about more than 1.5 year, and in start it is little bit difficult to settle here.
Okay.
But now I'm thinking that the time is passing so fast.
Okay, I see. That's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So does it mean that you've been here for 2 Ramadans, right? So is it,
Yeah.
were you here like last year's Ramadan and also this year? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as we all know that last year, like since the pandemic of COVID-19 hit the world with all of its, bad effects, of course it is impacting to most of our lives, not to mention to some of our habits. Okay. So like, have you is it easy for you to get along with your habits during the Ramadan, especially during this time of the pandemic for these 2 consecutive years?
Actually, during Ramadan, it's not to being in Indonesia. It's not difficult for me because Indonesia is a Muslim country, and Pakistan is also a Muslim country. So for fasting, the same routine as we have in Pakistan. So it's not like so much difficult for me. The difficult thing is that pandemic, like we all suffering from this, and the thing is like we have to like quarantine ourselves, and we have to bound ourselves in one room. So it's like kind of difficult in first Ramadan, but that where we have to manage our stuff because with the Indonesian food, we like are not used to of it. We eat, but not like daily basis. On daily basis, we cannot eat, so we have to cook ourselves.
Okay.
So for this, we have to gross the things, and we have to buy the things. Yeah. So these things a little bit difficult in beginning, but with the time we know how we can deal with these things. We started order online. Even the things that are not available in here of Pakistan, we order online from Jakarta. So it is now easy for us. We are used to it.
Okay, I see. So basically, what makes it different is like only the food, right? Because like you were getting used to it, Pakistani food back then, but here you need to like cope and adjust with Indonesian food, so that you still have to cook your own by ordering the ingredients online or like wherever it is where you can get it. Okay, I see. That's very interesting, Sabah. Okay, so Sabah, in terms of this fasting in Indonesia, like have you found any significant difference between Ramadan in your home country in Pakistan and also in Indonesia? Since I believe that both countries have the same similarity, which is like large number of Muslim by populations, of course, right? And have you found other significant difference between that?
The significant difference is time.
Okay.
Because in Pakistan we have a long fasting time. Here it is short. So this is the just difference and nothing else. Even I'm talking with my family, and I'm saying that here I didn't feel like I'm out of my country because uh, always the voice of azan I hear in here, and I don't feel the difference. Even when I hear the voice of azan, I feel that I'm in home.
Okay, I see. So,
So
mhm.
yeah,
Okay, so basically, like the environment, like the people,
yeah,
so it reminds you, it brings back the memories of Pakistan to you, so that you do not feel like that you're abroad now, but you're still feeling
yeah,
that you're home. I see. That's very nice. Okay, so I
yeah.
want to know more about like before you came here to Indonesia for your like doctoral degree studies. So I believe that you some sort of have like the expectation versus reality. What I would like you to share to our audience today is like did you have like any some sort of expectations versus reality of observing Ramadan in Pakistan and also in Indonesia? Do you have that kind of comparison in between?
Yeah, in Pakistan, just the difference is food.
Okay, just the food.
Because yeah, in Indonesia and in Pakistan, in Pakistan we eat roti, you know,
I know.
roti Maria.
I know.
We eat roti and we eat 3 times a day. And in fasting, like in Sehri, it is necessary that even if we didn't eat roti, we said that we didn't like did sahur.
Okay.
And in aftar we also eat that. But in here, you eat nasi. Your main dish is nasi. So this is the main difference. This is the main you can say that in Pakistan I have different food, and in Indonesia I have different food. I would like to share one thing that before coming Indonesia, there is embassy of Indonesia in Pakistan also, and they did a very good work that they all invited us before when we get admission in here. They invited us and they introduced Indonesia to us. That this is the food, this is the people, and you are supposed to go there and you are supposed to eat this and you are supposed to behave like this.
Okay.
And they tell that that Indonesian people has more tolerance and Pakistan people don't have the patience and tolerance. This is the main
Okay.
difference. And Pakistani people are more emotional and more hyperactive like this. And they
Okay.
said that Indonesian people are more humble, more patience, and like this. And they said about the food also, that this food is similar to Pakistani food, and this food is different from the Indonesian. So when before coming to Indonesia, I make my mind that I have to go there and I have to uh, make these things in my diet also and in my habits also.
Okay, I see. That's very interesting. So basically, before even you came here to Indonesia for your study, that you had been exposed by like the Indonesian cultures, Indonesians' life, and also like everything that you need to know about living Asia. That's very nice as
Yeah.
well. Okay, so
Yeah.
did all of the introductions that you had back in Pakistan, they met your expectations, or like is it the other
Yeah.
way around?
No, I don't think so, because I hear that the people are so humble and polite. I found the same things.
Okay.
I know the food is different, the same thing. Because the expectations, the people, Saud,
I know.
that is recently graduated from Elanga, he also helped me so much, and he tell me the things in here. So I have the same expectation when I am coming here.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
actually like had some preparation about how to cope in living in Indonesia and how to deal with us with Indonesians, because yeah, as you mentioned that
Exactly.
most Indonesians are like very passionate, very like tolerable, and maybe like sometimes it took us like a while like to get connected with us. Okay, so that's very interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
That's very interesting experience in preparing your departure to Indonesia. Okay, Sabah, let's get back to our main talks about Ramadan in Indonesia. Okay, so I don't know about you, but normally during the Ramadan, people have their own habits, right? So as for me, sometimes like I woke earlier for my sahur, like, and sometimes like I get myself stay productive during the day, and like some other things that I do. And what about you? Like, do you have your own like habit that you did in Pakistan during the Ramadan, but you are also still doing it here in Indonesia?
Yeah. In Pakistan, my routine is different. In Pakistan, I have job back in Pakistan, and I am on right now. I'm on study leave, and I have to go and I have to so I sleep early in the night in Pakistan, and I did sahur, and after that I start my usual routine. But in here, I'm a Mahasiswa, I'm student, so here my routine is different. I wake up all the night and
Okay.
I study in the night, and I also make a workout also in here because in our dormitory we have 1 month before gym, so I started gym also. So in before sahur I do my workout, and after sahur and after prayer, after recitation of Quran, I sleep,
Okay, so
and
basically,
I wake up at 1 o'clock
okay, oh
in
wow, I see.
the
Okay, so
yeah.
basically that's like your daily routines about during Ramadan here in Indonesia. Well, I would say that's productive one because yeah, sometimes I could not even manage it to like work myself out, because like having some sort of
Yeah.
regular exercises, I think that's very challenging that
Yeah.
that I have to overcome, especially during this course of Ramadan. Okay, so that's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
interesting. Okay, so Sabah, I believe that sometimes Ramadan changes some of our habit. I believe, as you mentioned about yours earlier, and like did you have like some sort of significant changes in terms of like yourself observing Ramadan, and how do you cope with your academic life? Because your main purpose here at Universitas Erlangga is for you know obtaining your doctoral degree, right? Like, do you have like any special things that you do in terms of your balancing your academic life and also your, Ramadan life during this course?
Yeah, academic life, my work is, I am here by research work. So I don't have classes. So it is very easy for me to maintain my Ramadan routine and my study routine. So that I told you earlier that I study at night after iftar, after Isha prayer, Tarawih. I started my study and I do my research work. Recently, I'm doing on work on my papers, research papers. So it is not like so much difficult for me because my subject is mathematical. I have no field work. I have to do all the work on laptop.
Okay.
So this is not so much difficult for me.
Okay, okay. Okay, I see. So basically like you're almost like having the same days as you had, not in a Ramadan month. Okay, so yeah, because you can still cope with
Yeah,
everything that you have. Either way it's for your academic life or maybe in your social
yeah,
life. Okay. So in Indonesia
yeah,
itself, as you've been here for yeah, I don't know, almost 2 years, right? So like
yeah.
have you found like anything changes, especially like during the course of Ramadan, since you've been here for your first Ramadan in 2020 and you are here
Mhm.
again, like you're still here for Ramadan 2021. So like do you
Yeah.
find like anything different about Ramadan last year and also this year here in Indonesia, apart of the pandemic?
Yeah, actually, the last Ramadan, the pandemic is like is in starting position. So last Ramadan is difficult for us. So difficult for us. We cannot move outside, and we have all the fear of the corona also. And that time, the fear is at more extent. And this time in Ramadan, the fear is like almost gone. We have to although we have to obey all the SOPs, follow all the SOPs of Corona, but it is little bit light. Now we don't have stress. If we want to go out, we can go out, and if we want to stay in our room, it's okay. But the last time, it's my first Ramadan in Indonesia. It is difficult, and the second thing, the pandemic.
Okay.
So the last time is difficult, little bit difficult, but now this Ramadan, I don't know how it is pass so fast.
Okay, I see. So yeah, because I think that the main difference is because of the pandemic, right? So last year the pandemic,
Yeah,
started to spread all across the globe, so that it created like the global fear, so that everyone wouldn't go outside or like do their activity. But today, with all of these restrictions on health protocols, we can still do our activity outside the house, outdoor, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Sabah, for the next part of our talk today, so I would like you to share to our audience today, like, what's the difference? I mean, like, no difference, I would say. It's like, what's the special part about Ramadan in Pakistan? Because I believe that most of our audience today, they want to, they want to more about, the special things about Ramadan in your home country. Okay, so could you please share
Yeah.
to our audience about that?
Yeah. The special part in Ramadan, when we do iftar, we make some special things like pakoda, fruit chaat, dahi balla. These are very new names for you people also, but these are the main ingredients of our iftar. And the thing is that we all family we have to sit together. Even like my parents, they have diabetes and they are heart patient. They cannot do fasting, but in iftar it is must. If someone have fasting or not, we have to sit in one place and we have to do iftar. So this is the main thing. And the thing is that the main dishes that I told you that we prepare every day.
Okay.
These dishes.
At Sabah, what I would like you to share next is just going to be about, do you miss having the Ramadan back in your home country, since you're having your second Ramadan here in Indonesia?
Uh, Obviously, I miss because when you are out of home, you always miss your family. I miss my family. I miss the gathering that we do in Sahur or we do in Iftar, and these things I miss. Food, obviously, when you're out of your country, you always miss your food.
Yeah, okay, of course, like, because food is one of the most significant parts in our life, right? So that no matter where
Yeah,
you are, at
but the
least
most important thing is family.
it's family
The most
indeed.
thing in Ramadan, I miss family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the great times, the happiness that you share with them. Okay, so actually that's,
yeah,
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 that's very nice. Okay, so
yeah.
Sabah, I think we're still we still have like several days left before we are having the Eid al-Fitr or Eid Mubarak itself. Okay, so Sabah, could you please like share to our audience today about what is the most interesting experience that you have so far by observing Ramadan here in Indonesia?
Uh, the most interesting thing, what you can say, actually, the thing is that I observed the same things in Pakistan and in here. And we have pandemic, so we mostly spend our Ramadan in at home. One most interesting thing I found that in Indonesia, after iftar, they also eat dinner with iftar. But in Pakistan, we didn't eat dinner with iftar. We eat dinner maybe after Taraweeh or like this. But I observed that Indonesian people they eat directly after iftar all the things.
Okay, I see. Okay, thank you, Sabah, for joining us on the third episode of Page Podcast Erlangga Global Engagement. It's been very nice to have some sort of this discussion with you, sharing your experience during the Ramadan here in Indonesia. I believe that
Yeah.
somehow it could be like an experience, a lesson learned to all of the international students out there who are also observing Ramadan in another country.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sabah, last but not least, thank you so much for participating. It's been very great to
Thank
hear
you
your
so much.
thoughts. You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much for inviting me.
Yeah, that's very great to have you here. So yeah, finally everyone, please give it
Yeah.
up for Sabah. Thank you and have a nice day, Sabah.
Ya,
Okay.
terima kasih banyak.
You're welcome. Sama-sama. Okay, Page people, thank you so much for your attention and also for staying with us in this episode. It's been great to hear like some of the things from our respective guest speaker today. So be sure to engage with us on our social media as well, and please stay tuned for our next episode of Page Podcast Erlangga Global Engagement. So I'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye. Have a great time.